Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to sift through the noise and bring you the key takeaways from interesting articles and research.
That's the plan.
And today, our mission is to unpack this really intriguing claim we found. 17 new W trends that are guaranteed to make money in 2024.
Guaranteed, huh? Bold claim.
It is. So we're not just going to list them. We want to dive deep, figure out why they're trending, and importantly, how they might actually present some real opportunities for you.
Exactly. And our main source here is an analysis from the Wholesale TED YouTube channel. They apparently use statistical data, Google Trends, that sort of thing, to pinpoint these niches.
Right.
So we'll be digging into what they found, breaking down what makes each trend supposedly so promising.
Okay, so get ready. Hopefully you'll discover some surprising stuff, maybe some actionable ideas from these guaranteed trends. Let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, something that's, it's visually really captivating. Japanese art and culture. Google Trends shows a really clear upward curve for both Japanese culture and Japanese art since, 2022?
Yeah, that's right. And it's still going strong.
So what's the deal here? What makes this one so powerful and, versatile for making money?
Well, I think it's the sheer range of options, like for print on demand, places like Redbubble, Etsy, they're seeing really good results with Japanese art.
Sure.
Think about a popular mug. Maybe it features that Matsumoto Hoji woodblock painting, the monkey one.
Oh, yeah, I know the one. It's ancient, right?
Over 200 years old. And it's public domain, so
Yeah.
totally free to use. Anyone can legally download it, print it on stuff.
Huh. So antique art basically becomes a modern way to make money.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Absolutely. And it's not just physical things. Digital products are big, too. Like printable collections of historical Japanese wall art. Those are really trending on Etsy right now. And if you're more into drop shipping, Japanese streetwear is huge. You see those trendy pants on AliExpress selling really well.
Right. And what about video? Seems like a goldmine there, too.
Definitely. Quiz videos are doing numbers, especially for Japanese language learners. One on TikTok apparently got nearly 2 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. And even simple list videos, best places to visit in Japan, best food in Japan, stuff like that, consistently pulling in big views.
Okay, so from Japan's cultural boom, let's pivot. Something maybe a bit more universal. Trend number 2, retirement.
Right. Seems obvious, maybe.
Yeah, but Google Trends shows retiring is just steadily climbing year after year, more people hitting that stage.
Yeah.
So what are the actual opportunities popping up here?
Well, there are quite a few online business angles. For print on demand, retirement gifts are huge on Etsy.
Make sense?
Yeah, like Funny Mugs, one example, had over 400 reviews. Or digital printable posters with retirement themes. Same thing, loads of good feedback. It's a really active market.
And I imagine for affiliate marketing, this is where it can get quite lucrative.
Oh, definitely. It can be one of the highest paying niches out there. Take the Capitalist Exploits hedge fund,
Okay.
your affiliate program, for their paid insider group that shares investment ideas. They pay commissions between $1,500 and $3,000 per sale.
For sale, wow.
Yeah. So helping people plan their financial future, clearly there's a lot of value placed on good advice then.
No kidding. Okay, speaking of the future, AI. We have to talk about AI. Trend number 3, AI chatbots.
The buzzword.
Right. But interestingly, while interest in AI artists has kind of plateaued.
Yeah, flattened out a bit.
Google Trends shows chatbots like ChatGPT, Google's Bard, Microsoft's Copilot, just sustained growing interest. And I heard the ad rates for AI stuff are really high. Is that true?
They absolutely are. Yeah, this is a fantastic area for monetization, especially making video tutorials, just showing people how to actually use these chatbots effectively.
Right, practical stuff.
Exactly. The source we looked at, they mentioned earning over $20 per 1,000 views on a ChatGPT video.
$20 compared to the usual.
Well, the typical YouTube average is more like $2 to $8 per 1,000 views. So yeah, it's significantly higher. People are just really hungry for that how-to content, guidance with these powerful new tools.
Okay, now for something that might be a bit polarizing for some, but statistically, 2024 is looking huge for trend number 4, politics.
Yes. Election year in the U.S.
Exactly. We saw a massive growth in interest back in the 2020 election. So what makes this niche so, potentially lucrative this year? And can you even approach it without, getting dragged into the mud?
It's interesting, actually. The appeal for products and content seems pretty broad, regardless of someone's specific political views. Like on Etsy, print-on-demand T-shirts, They're popular across the spectrum. You see examples with over 100, even over 300 reviews. And for video creators, political commentary and news videos, they can go super viral and command really high ad rates. There was even a TikToker mentioned who's apparently making over $25,000 a month just from news clicks.
25 grand a month. Wow. Okay, it's interesting how even a potentially divisive topic can still have these sort of neutral avenues.
Exactly. And if you want a less controversial angle, quiz videos seem to work well too, like world trivia about political leaders. One got nearly 2 million views on TikTok.
Huh.
Yeah, it's about tapping into that curiosity without necessarily having to take a strong stance, you know?
Right. Okay, let's shift gears completely from politics to something more. Aesthetic. Trend number 5. Boho style.
Ah, boho, back again.
Apparently, Google Trends shows a huge resurgence. For anyone not familiar, think natural materials, bold colors, kind of influenced by, like, the hippie movement.
Yeah, that vibe.
So how can people tap into this renewed interest?
Oh, this style is definitely a good area. For dropshippers, boho jewelry is doing really well, like those popular bracelets you see on AliExpress. And on Etsy, boho-inspired stuff like T-shirts. There's one trending example with over 300 reviews. Very popular. Plus, the source mentioned that design tools like Canva have tons of graphics in this style.
Oh, that makes it easier.
Yeah, much easier for new creators to get started.
Okay. And speaking of aesthetics, sometimes it's just about clearing space, right? Which brings us to trend number 6, decluttering.
My favorite weekend activity. Not.
Well, apparently it's having a big surge of interest on Google Trends. And it's not slowing down. I feel like my garage contributes to half those searches.
You and me both. It's huge on video platforms, especially TikTok. People filming themselves decluttering their houses. It's weirdly satisfying to watch, actually.
It really is.
Yeah. And beyond video, digital and printable products are doing well. Things like printable declutter checklists, planners, those are selling really well on Etsy. Very practical trend.
Okay, so from tidying our houses to maybe tidying our minds. Trend number 7, deep work. Exactly. The ability to concentrate intensely without distraction. Google Trends shows a steady rise in people wanting to learn this skill. It's as high as it's ever been. How are people monetizing this desire for focus?
Well, the simplest way is probably ad revenue on video, those study with me videos.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
They're huge on TikTok. Some get over 10 million views, just people filming themselves studying.
Strange, but I guess it works.
Yeah, people just like feeling they're not studying alone, maybe. And also, quiz videos helping people learn specific subjects, like for med students or whatever.
Yeah.
They get tens of thousands, even millions of views.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, then we have trend number 8, the preppy aesthetic.
Right. Think positive, Sunny.
Yeah, lots of pink, blue, white, upbeat, warm colors. And interest is apparently on the rise, according to Google Trends.
Yeah.
What kind of products fit this sunny vibe?
Plenty of things.
Yeah.
For dropshipping off AliExpress, bracelet-making kits in that preppy style are popular. And on Etsy, a lot of the best-selling wall art, both print-on-demand and downloadable stuff, fits this aesthetic perfectly. You know, cute printable posters, that kind of thing, bestsellers. It's all about that cheerful, polished look.
Gotcha. Now, this next one is visually really cool. Trend number 9, stained glass designs.
Ooh, pretty.
Right. Been trending for 2 years, still going strong. It makes you wonder why, doesn't it? Maybe it's like a desire for unique craft in our digital world. Or maybe period dramas making old arts look romantic.
Could be. The why is interesting, but the how to make money part is pretty clear.
Okay, lay it on us.
Well, printable stained glass patterns are big sellers on Etsy for hobbyists, you know, who want to make their own.
Right.
The stained glass style also looks great on print-on-demand mugs. And for dropshippers, window privacy film stickers in that unique style.
Okay.
They're trending on AliExpress. Give you the look without the commitment.
Clever. Okay, from stained glass beauty to something super practical. Trend number 10, saving money and budgeting.
Very relevant right now.
Totally. Inflation might be cooling slightly, but costs are still high for a lot of people. And Google Trends shows interest in saving money just shot up when inflation started taking off. Explains why YouTube's pushing creators like Caleb Hammer so much.
Yeah, his budgeting videos are everywhere. And what's really interesting is how this climate has boosted other related topics that weren't so popular before.
Like what?
Like couponing. It trended down after 2020, but now it's becoming trendy again. Same with thrifting. These things used to be kind of niche. Now they're pretty mainstream.
Right. And this idea you mentioned, getting paid to give away free trials, That sounds like the dream for affiliate marketers.
It really is. A lot of budgeting apps, like YNAB, you need a budget,
Sure.
have really generous affiliate programs.
Uh-huh.
YNAB, for example, apparently pays $6 to $10 for every person you refer who just signs up for a free trial, even if they never actually buy the subscription.
Seriously. Just for the free trial sign up.
Yep. It's a great way to earn by offering genuine value, giving people a solution up front.
That's fantastic. Okay, from pinching pennies, let's unwind a bit with a hobby. Trend number 11, knitting.
Cozy.
Very cozy. And Google Trends shows steady year-on-year growth in its popularity. No signs of slowing down. What are the opportunities here?
Well, there are a few angles. You can do print-on-demand merchandise for knitters, on Redbubble, Etsy. A best-selling knitting-themed mug is a good example.
Right, niche merch.
Exactly. And for dropshippers using AliExpress, unique items are popping off. Like, there's this automatic knitting machine. A video of it on TikTok got over 11 million views, 1 million likes.
An automatic knitting machine, okay?
Yeah. People love novelty gadgets for hobbies.
True. And speaking of trends, if you want to reach any audience today, there's one clear path. Trend number 12, video marketing.
Absolutely essential now.
Google Trends shows a major upward curve for interest in video marketing. YouTube, TikTok, across the board.
And that lines up perfectly with social media agencies increasingly focusing on video marketing as their main service.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And what's interesting is you don't always need high production value. Even low-budget, chatty videos just sharing tips, they can do incredibly well. One example recently got over 400,000 views.
So content and relevance really matter.
Exactly. Often more than slick editing in this niche.
Gotcha. Okay, trend 13, customized GIFs. Google Trends shows interest here goes up every year, and Etsy's own data backs this up, an 18% rise in searches just for custom dog GIFs last year.
People love personalization.
They really do.
Yeah.
So what are the best ways to tap into that?
Two main avenues, really. First, customized digital downloadable GIFs.
Okay.
Think custom pet portraits. One seller had over 7,000 reviews. Or those customizable minimalist human portraits. Over 15,000 reviews, for one example.
Whoa. How do they even make all those?
A lot of successful stores actually hire freelance artists, often to do those traced art styles. It's efficient, lets them scale up.
Ah, makes sense. And the second way?
Customized print-on-demand products, selling like crazy on Etsy. One popular mug example had 17 sales in just 24 hours. Yeah. And for drop shippers, custom jewelry is big for Shopify stores, sourced from AliExpress.
Okay, custom is key. Now, a trend about how we live and move. Trend number 14, urban planning and walkable cities.
Interesting one.
Yeah, a walkable city is all about designing cities for pedestrians, making it safer, easier to get around without a car. After dipping a couple years back, urban planning is trending up again. And terms like walkable cities, public transport, showing big increases on Google Trends.
That sounds a bit abstract, though. How do you monetize that?
Good question. What did the source say?
Well, as more people use and appreciate public transport, creating transport-themed GIFs actually becomes profitable. Yeah, on print-on-demand sites like Redbubble and Etsy, for instance, there's a cute train-themed T-shirt that's a bestseller on Etsy. It ties directly into the shift towards, celebrating public and active transit.
Celebrating the infrastructure. I like it.
Exactly.
Okay, from how we move to what we eat. Trend number 15, high-protein diets. Huge surge here.
Yeah, cutting carbs, upping protein from eggs, chicken, fish, beans.
Right. Google Trends shows a steady climb every year.
Yeah.
More popular than ever.
And monetization. Well, affiliate programs are a big one. For protein powders, meal kits, like ProteinWorks, they offer a 12% commission for 30 days.
Okay.
And driving traffic, Pinterest is huge for this topic. People sharing recipes, meal plans.
Right. Very visual.
Very visual. And creating faceless recipe videos for YouTube and TikTok works really well, too.
Makes sense. Okay. Trend 16 is neurodiversity.
Important topic.
Yeah, describing when someone's brain develops differently, ADHD, autism, things like that. Google Trends shows more and more interest in learning about and embracing neurodivergent conditions. It feels like a really positive shift. And it's creating opportunities, too.
It absolutely is, yeah. This translates into a few things. Neurodiversity gifts, like print-on-demand T-shirts with, affirming messages, they're getting popular on Etsy. digital products too. Printable journals, workbooks designed for specific neurodivergent needs. They're selling really well. One ADHD workbook example had over 8,000 purchases.
8,000. Wow.
Yeah. And for dropshippers, fidget toys, often recommended for neurodivergent folks, there are always new and interesting ones popping up and selling well on AliExpress.
Okay. Right, let's wrap up with a blast from the past. But maybe not the one you'd expect. Forget the 80s, forget the 90s. Trend number 17, the 2000s.
The Y2K era is back.
Officially the trending decade on Google Trends. And apparently, science says our brains are just wired to crave nostalgia. Seems the early 2000s are hitting that spot for a whole new generation. It's fascinating.
It really is, and it opens up opportunities. For dropshippers, 2000s-inspired gothic clothing is apparently really trendy on AliExpress right now, capturing that specific Y2K aesthetic.
Okay, Goth Y2K, got it.
Yeah, and for Etsy sellers, the niche actually has, surprisingly few competitors compared to 80s or 90s stuff.
Oh, interesting. Lower competition.
Exactly, which means newer stores can potentially break out faster. The source mentioned one store just started a month ago, themed around the 2000s, already had over 300 sales.
In a month. Wow.
Yeah, really shows how tapping into that specific nostalgic craving can pay off.
Wow. Okay, what a whirlwind. That was a serious deep dive. We've unpacked, 17 trends, everything from Japanese art to the 2000s coming back, plus really practical stuff like decluttering and neurodiversity.
Yeah, quite a range.
It really highlights how keeping an eye on these shifts in interest can, uncover some pretty surprising, maybe even profitable opportunities for you.
Absolutely. And it makes you think, doesn't it? Beyond just these specific trends, what are the bigger patterns? How does collective interest actually shift? And how can you use tools like Google Trends not just to see the trends, but maybe even anticipate what's next, understand the why behind them?
That's a great point. Understanding those dynamics is probably key.
Yeah, key to maybe spotting the next big thing before everyone else does.
Exactly. So here's something to think about as you go about your day. What other niche interests, maybe even your own passions, might be bubbling just under the surface? What might be on the verge of becoming the next big wave, just waiting for someone like you to unpack it?
Food for thought.
Definitely. Keep exploring.